This is the Kral Puncher Jumbo 25 cal. It features a 425cc bottle, fully shrouded barrel and an adjustable stock, which is both adjustable for length of pull and cheek rest height. It also comes standard with a power adjuster and an adjustable 2-stage trigger. This afternoon we are out after some doves, and to keep things nice and quiet we have the Donny FL Ronin mounted. This rifle has quite a bark, so it needs the best to keep it quiet. We are using the JSB Exact King 25 grain this afternoon. This rifle shoots these pellets at about 50 foot-pounds of energy. Now that's what I call adequate stopping power, for small game at least. I get set up with the shooting sticks, overlooking a couple of spots I'd like to hunt, and the wait begins. Usually, after setting up in a spot, I like to take a couple of shots at my intended target's perch, aka the tree, just to confirm my holdover and wind call. Today is no exception. This will ensure no missed opportunities or wounded birds. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long. Our first dove of the day came in right as I was settling in. It's about 65 meters, and I take the shot. That was a pretty difficult shot. I had to completely get out of my sitting position to be able to take the shot. So very interesting stuff, but this rifle is performing excellent out in the field. I did not expect anything less from this Kral, and these shooting sticks make sitting and shooting extremely easy. They're a little bit cumbersome if you have to carry them around, but if you know you're gonna set up and sit in one spot, man, you cannot beat the stability. I'm very surprised at the ballistics of this rifle. It's zeroed for 25 meters because that's where my primary zero is on basically everything, except the rifles that I know I want to take out to very long range, over 100 meters. Then I zero at about 75, just so you get the holdover in the reticule without having to dial down the magnification. But the first focal plane scopes take care of that problem. And yeah, but getting back to the ballistics, it has quite a bit more wind drift compared to the 22 cal that I'm used to shooting. Although you're still shooting a 25 grain pellet at around 900 or 950 feet per second, the sectional density is not as high, so you do get a little bit more wind deflection, but that just comes down to practice with your rifle. Furthermore, in terms of drop, it's about the same as my 22 cal maxi, so it's very usable, very enjoyable. I've been taking shots at 65 meters and 25 meters. At 65 meters we're experiencing about a mil of wind drift in this about 5 kilometers per hour wind. We're experiencing about a mil of wind drift and about 2 mils of drop. Granted, we're shooting at an elevated target, so that 2 mils is not quite representative of what your actual drop is, but in this case we're holding 1 mil for wind and 2 mils for drop at about 65. So I'm very happy with that. And the way I know this is it's a very useful trick that somebody taught me a long time ago. If you're going to be setting up stationary and you know where your primary targets are going to be landing, it's worthwhile taking that shot even on the tree or on whatever you're going to be shooting your main target at, making sure obviously it can take the hit without damaging it. A dead tree, perfect, and actually seeing what the rifle does on that specific day with the temperature and humidity, what it is, because sometimes theoretical drops and actual drops do differ, so you've got to test it out in the field. And what better place to test it out right then when you're shooting? Obviously, if there are lots of doves on the tree, I'm not going to be taking a shot at it just to see where my hold is. I have dope that I have from previous range sessions, so I'm going to be falling back on that if I have an immediate target. But if I do have the chance, I will take it and I will confirm where my rifle hits at that specific target. That right there is the money shot. Click, empty. Oh, beautiful. And that's all the pellets I have for came out here with, and sun is getting pretty low, so that's okay. This rifle, I am impressed, like seriously impressed with the accuracy, coupled with the scope. I mean, the Discovery scopes are just phenomenal with their tracking, and with the way that they hold zero, and just the overall quality is superb. I really like the feel of this rifle, and if you're wondering what fell, it's this little rubber piece. Let's get this out of the way. So I really do love the look of this rifle. It's very tactical. You've got a telescoping stock here at the back. I'm a pretty large guy, and if I'm wearing thick clothing and I have stuff in my pockets, then I keep it collapsed. But the scope is mounted quite far forward on the rifle, so if you do mount it backwards, you can adjust the length of pull. So this is very cool if you have multiple shooters in the house that want to hunt or target shoot with a single rifle. Set it up for the largest person with the stock all the way back, and then the smaller people or people that don't have such long arms can still get a nice good eye relief on the scope without having to adjust their necks, so that you can get that proper fit on the rifle. We also had a Donnie FL mounted here in the front. Very, very, very quiet. This is hands down the quietest suppressor or silencer that I have had on an air rifle ever, hands down. There's no comparison. I've taken multiple shots and did not disturb any of the farm animals around us, which is very important. And also nobody knew that I was shooting, and although that's not a concern out here on the farm, we do want to keep noise to a minimal. Noise pollution is quite irritating if some of the neighbors who are a kilometer or so away do shoot with firearms. It gets quite annoying, and the 25 cal like this without the suppressor barks quite a bit, so having that on there is just that extra layer of, I don't know, quiet. That's the only way to explain this. You guys heard the smack of the pellets on the dove is louder than the shot itself. It might not sound like it to the camera, because the camera microphone loves to auto adjust things to keep the noise level exactly the same, which is absolutely fantastic for filmmaking, but not so good to keep or bring across the noise level of a PCP like this. Yeah, very excited to have been able to share this rifle with you guys and share my experiences with it. Very cool rifle, excellent build quality. I think I've covered it pretty much, and the rifle speaks for itself. So if you want to pick up something like this or something similar like this and you're in South Africa, head on over to pelletguns.com. That's www.pellet and then -guns.com. They'll be able to sort you out, and yeah, shoot safe guys and enjoy. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.